Alright, quick video. You'll hear my wife having another conversation in the background, but I wanted to show you this first. This is where on my Nest thermostat I was getting an error message, which was error message E80, and it was showing me that I had an issue with my Y1 wire up here. I have a closet air handler, so it's located in my closet. Some extra air filters down there, and I took this panel off the front of it. This is a very old unit. It's an American Standard. It's like 20 years old. And inside of here, bear with me while I get my flashlight going. And in here, my very good friend who's an electrician recommended that I check my float valve. And so indeed, let's see, there you go. It was my float valve. So my drain line was clogged, and so this right-hand pipe right here filled up with water, and it caused this little bobber to come up and trip this sensor that's on top of my float switch. Right here, there's a little sensor, and I could push up and down on that, and that opens the circuit and tells my air conditioning unit to stop functioning. So what I'm going to do is actually, I've already repaired this, so I'm going to lift this up so that it drains back into the pan, drains to the outside, and my float will go back down and close the circuit, and my air conditioner will work again. So why did that happen? Well, let's take a quick run outside. The air conditioner, when it's running, especially here in Southwest Florida, as it pulls moisture out of the air, or it pulls moisture out of the air by causing condensation. So those coils that are on the air conditioner in there get very cold, condensation forms, that condensation drips into a pan, the pan leads to a pipe, and that pipe runs outside. It actually went down into my slab, through the slab, came to the outside and came up just outside of my house here. And then this horizontal pipe right here is actually loose, so I was able to turn it, and I actually took it off. And inside of that pipe, I've actually got this black thing on here to direct water even further away from the house. This has a little 45-degree end on it. Inside of this thing, this PVC pipe right here, which is like 3/4 inch, was clogged. And when I talked to my electrician friend, he said, you got to get in there and blow it out from the inside. You need a compressor to go and blow it out from the inside. And I thought, well, I don't have a compressor. I have a shop vac, which if you take the paper filter out of your shop vac, you can, and mine actually has, well, it's got a paper bag and a paper filter. So I took both of those out of there so that I could use it as a wet vac. So it is designed to be used as a wet vac. And I put the tapered end on it so that it was only about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of an opening on the end of the vacuum nozzle. And I came outside and I hooked it up to the end of this thing and sucked all the water through the drain line from the inside out. Now, I'm forgetting the order in which I did these things. I took this horizontal piece off of here. Let's just take it off real quick. So this piece coming straight up out of the ground is one of the pipes that we were looking at inside as part of my air conditioning unit. I took this horizontal piece alone, and I just took it over to my garden hose, and I've got a gun on the end of my garden hose, and I put it on the full, as much pressure as I could get out of it, and sprayed it through that pipe, because I could tell that it was clogged, because it was heavy, and that piece of PVC is only about 2 feet long, so it should be pretty light. If you're a little squeamish when you see what comes out of that thing, you'll understand why it was clogged. This is like, it looks like snot. Honestly, it looks like a big tapeworm. I don't know, I'm gonna have to get a shovel. There's no way I'm touching that glob of goo. Anyway, I think that horizontal part was the issue. So the hope is that I'm going to, well, as you saw, the little bit of a line that runs to my float valve or my float switch, I tipped that up so that it drained back into the pan and then will drain to the outside. I did use the shop vac, which I have right here. It's disassembled at the moment because I used it as a wet vac. so I wanted it to dry out, so I rinsed it out real well. But this tapered nozzle is what I used, and this end of it was almost exactly the same size as that PVC pipe that we were looking at coming straight up out of the ground. So I did suck as much out of the inside of that thing as I could, and then like I said, I used the hose just on that horizontal part of the piping and blew all of that snot out of there. And then I do need to make sure that there's no standing water in the PVC inside my air conditioning unit to still trip the float switch. So I'll make sure, just use a rag maybe and sop any water out of there. And if indeed it is still clogged, then it will fill up again and it'll trip that switch. But the end of the story is, after all the other diagnostics that I did with my Nest thermostat, and it's the learning thermostat, I think it's called, it turns out that it wasn't a problem with the thermostat, it wasn't a problem with the wiring, everything was working exactly as it was supposed to. It was my float switch. So maybe it'll be that easy for you, and you can go and just hose out some PVC pipe or hook up a shop vac. You might have to call a plumber or borrow a shop vac or rent one in order to suck that snot out of there and clear the drain line. And fingers crossed that that's it, and I hope this video was helpful for you. Good luck to you with your AC unit and your Nest Smart or Learning thermostat. Take care.